5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Alright, so this is going to be primarily just to look over the positions. My PC is a bit of a potato, so I can't really do the following of individual players that I would like to. However, this is to show that, you don't necessarily need shields to win the game. As you see right now, we're running a Risa Hog with Busan, the super shield break comp. But from the beginning, you notice that our Roadhog and Soldier immediately go on a flank. Soldier goes on a flank to get around the enemies, to a place where they won't expect, and Hog goes to back him up. This is solo queue, and our Hog just kept saying that he was gonna go far. He never specified where far was, and a couple times he did get caught out for it. Right here, I called the push main. Hog said he's gonna go far, so I back up, I go around, and I follow him. I pop a shield up with the team over there on the left. Hog goes up, gets slept, naded, and then decides to jump off the map to prevent from giving ult charge. Probably a good call, but it still does cost us the fight. Bap takes a little too long to rotate out, he gets caught out, and we're left bunkering down on point. Soldier runs off, takes care of the Hammond, but by then, we're already getting surrounded by the enemy team. That is what the Orisa Hog comp is weakest to, is when Hog dies, it is incredibly susceptible to everything around it. Dapper pulls out the Hammond, tries to stall it out. Doesn't really work that well. They overwhelm our Soldier, and we back out. At this point, since he's on ball, I switch to Zarya, and then he immediately switches to Hog. I go back to switch, he tells me not to worry about it. And this is where we start taking off. Coming around through here, we don't know the Tracer's on our right. Our BAP spots him, so we push up a little bit. It's on our BAP, I turn around, we help BAP. Our Hog is up on point. Notice how we don't really play all together. We play very, very spread out. Our BAP pops window, but Soldier pops it from an off angle. Doesn't really secure anything, but he did pressure them and force them to regroup. Hanzo managed to take care of Tracer in the back. They whiff their grav, and they manage just to kill our supports. However, even with supports dead, you'll notice that I still get out with a ton of charge. Hog gets a bunch of ult charge out of it. And now we're coming up on both of our tank ults, as well as Trans and Dragon. So we back up, soft reset. Hanzo's still up there getting picks, and that's up to the individual player's ability. He pops Dragon, because I'm not close enough to grab yet. We use that as cover to push. Hog and McCree push the left flank, while Hanzo and I solo the point. Hammond comes in to stall, but quickly realizes that it's too late, and dips. At this point, our whole team just kind of splits up. And honestly, with the comp that we're running, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Hog starts getting pressured to the left, so we go left. Tracer whiffs a pulse bomb because of immortality, and they're all pushing us in this room now. So they pop ults, Hog pops full Hog just to slow them down, and we're forced to use Trans. We also use our window here, and we push in. So keep in mind, that's 3 ults that we use. One of them we get every fight. I push into this room, Soldier gets me half health, and then Hammond comes in and cleans me because I couldn't back up. However, notice that through all that, our Hog and McCree kept taking off angles on different corners of the objective. Let me see if I can back that up so you guys can see that. So, right here. We're pushed in with Trans. Hog's going up and chasing after the Ana to pressure him off. You see here, Zen takes the back corner. Hog's still standing in point. At this point, Zen knows he's the only healer, and he's a big target. However, he has Roadhog and McCree, and they're all playing at the backside of spawn, or backside of point, and they're taking different corners. That's not right. So they manage to take off angles, and then Hog pushes into their spawn to stop any contests from coming in. They clean up point, Hog gets the staggers, and we take the point. Now you may be thinking, oh, well you were getting all this value because the enemy team didn't have a shield. They also only had Balzaria. But that's not necessarily the case. Here, I'm gonna fast forward for a second because you don't really need to see the whole thing.
Round 2. Capture the
And
objective.
I'm gonna start with the icons on. Actually, no. I'm gonna turn icons off and just kind of come closer for this one. So you see already, just from the start, we're all taking off angles. Our McCree's already watching our flank, and if no one comes to the flank, then he can just flank himself. Maywall's off, while I push with the team. Hog pushes behind them and secures the kill on the Hammond. At this point, our win condition is just split them up and force our way in as much as possible. We wall off the Moira so she can't heal the Sigma. We burn down the Sigma. Lucio had overcommitted and went to the objective, so we burn him down. Follow up with the Orisa or the Moira, and we're good to go. At this point, Lucio and Hog both go in for a flank. Lucio gets skill orbed, so unlucky. But Hog is still here. He knows the Reaper's in there. Reaper manages to get away. Soldier came in from the back, managed to pick our BAP. At this point, we are down both of our healers. They pop Tac Visor and Coalescence, and we force them to use 2 ults just to take a single fight this early in the game. But look at the ult economy. They're still like 20% away from 4 of their ultimates, and we have 4 and are 20% away on our last 2. We notice they're all holding over here, so we go around. Our Hog peeks early, so they know that we're coming that way. But look at the Hog and McCree. They immediately flank around the other side while our team pushes to get some kills in their backline. McCree manages to get out safe. We're all pushing down. I'm gonna back up so you can see what I just did with the Orisa. So I'm pushing in with the Mei and the supports. I see the Hog and McCree are flanking, so I drop to point to try to give him a bubble. I pressure the Orisa from her back, which makes her think that she needs to shield and fortify, and then I just walk away. I don't take that fight. I lose that fight. She also has her supports here. And again, they used Beat, and now they're using another ult. And the only ults we used were Deadeye, which doesn't really matter against shield. Oh, they used 3 ults here, actually. We used Deadeye, which didn't matter because we were switching off of the McCree. And we use Amp Matrix. So now we still have 4 ults. And they have nothing. They might get a soldier ult here. But as of right now, they have nothing to fight us with. Hog stays alive behind them through that entire fight. Here, I'll back it up so that you can see. So Hog is here. He vapes and just goes unnoticed by their team. Soldier sees him. But Soldier's not going to push him because there's too much frontline stuff going on. I don't know if they were calling out that the Hog's behind or not. It looks like the Soldier knew he's back here. So Soldier comes back to try to deal with the Hog. Hog misses his hook. He gets aggressive, tries to push him. Hog just ults him, which causes their Moira to blow Fade and Orb, and we used a basically worthless ultimate to get it. We come in, we rush, we grab because they're down 2. Knowing their Moira doesn't have Coalescence or her healing orb. We push in, we split them up, we roll over them. We kind of wasted Amp Matrix there, but it's okay. At this point, they're just stalling out for time, seeing if they can get as much progress as possible. And now they are in one fight territory. We did have to use 2 ults to get that, but we still have freeze and beat drop. So we're all holding up top here, you know, shooting down, trying to get some charge. Mei's waiting for a wall, and we hear them start running the other way. No, Lividan, Genji's not meta. So, they're, hold on. I'll skip back. I don't know why general chat shows up in a VOD. Alright, so they start pushing around. Soldier sprints in, pops visor, and they use bongo. We use beat to let our Mei aggressively freeze the soldier, and then we follow that up immediately with a freeze. So we use our 2 ults to clean up this fight in response to their 2 ults. And now we've built up Soldier Visor, and we've built up Hog ult. The same ults that we've used to win fights before. Our team backs off because they're really low. Oh, and I was wondering where I was. I was holding the front line through that. You see, I'm over here on Zarya. Pressure the McCree, bait flash, get a little bit of charge to make sure I stay high energy, and also serves as scouting for my team. I know they're gonna come this way. Sigma gets caught out, gets hooked. We pop tack visor, drop the wall. They use Death Blossom, and we counter with Hog ult. We knew that he had Death Blossom because he hadn't used it since that fight that they kept from us a long time ago. They try to rush in and touch, and we roll them. When they had Orisa Sigma, we beat double shield with no shields, and we didn't have shield break. Shields are strong. They can stop a ton of damage. Not as much as they used to, but that's the best part. It makes it so it's not an absolute power. It's more of like a suggestion. If you can split up and each player does their own thing, then this is like the ultimate picks comp. Mei will wall them off so that Hog can get easy hooks. Zarya will burn through those shields. And if they don't have shields, Zarya just gets free grabs. Anytime you see Sigma use shift, he's easily susceptible to the Mei, to the Zarya, to the Roadhog. Hog is also like the best shield breaking tank in the game. 4 shots breaks Orisa shield, 6 shots breaks Sigma shield or Winston bubble, and that's if nobody else is shooting. It takes 2 clips for a Roadhog to fully break a Reinhardt shield. However, after you do 5 shots, a lot of Reinhardts, if their shield is getting shot by somebody else, will just drop their shield because it's getting really low and they're going to try to block cooldowns. So immediately after your 5th shot, just throw a hook at the Reinhardt. Immediately after your 4th shot on Orisa, like as you're shooting, animation cancel the shot with a hook because the shield will break before your hook goes. And that won't give the Orisa time to fortify. Hopefully this was constructive. Not saying that we have to run this, but it's just something to keep in mind. Stay frosty.